Welcome back to Ecoblog, filming it here on the Isle of Man. I'm with Sarah, and Sarah's going to be talking to me about recent events on the island.
Yeah, last Friday was a really important day for this blog because it was Tynwald Day. So could you explain to everyone what Tynwald Day is and what your role in it was?
Tynwald Day is the national day on the Isle of Man, and Tynwald itself is the government of the Isle of Man, and it's the longest continuous government in existence in the world, been in existence since Viking times. My role on Friday was to submit a petition. These are public petitions. There were a number of them. I was one of them, and this particular petition was environmental based.
Could you tell me more detail about what the petition was about?
Yes, so the essence of the petition was to highlight the two elephants in the room. The first being the search for gas and potential gas extraction off the Isle of Man, which is sort of contrary to this idea of a climate emergency. And the second is also an issue that needs to be addressed and opened up and spoken about publicly, which is the existing debt that we have for the generating infrastructure, the Manx Utilities infrastructure.
So do you mean the gas plant by that?
Yes, I mean obviously there's a gas plant, there's also a pipeline that supplies the gas, and there's also an interconnector for electricity. Now all these things have been an investment. And what we find now is what was maybe the correct technology at the time is now being superseded. We now see the urgency of having renewable energy. The difficulty being is that with having already put capital outlay and investment in one set of infrastructure, what do you do now to duplicate that infrastructure? It's a bit like saying you've already got one car, it's not a very efficient petrol car, and you've decided to purchase a second car, which is an electric vehicle. You've now doubled up the amount of cars you have, you've doubled up your infrastructure, and so what are you going to do about paying for it? What is the government going to do about looking at its finances in this particular area?
Could you tell me about the response to your Tynwald petition?
The response to the day was given by Mr. Boot. There was more than one event on Tynwald Day that happened in relation to climate change, as well as the stalls that were present of the various Climate Coalition charities and the Climate Coalition stall itself. There was also a flash mob death performance piece, which was carried out at the end of the ceremony at 12:30, where I would say up to 100 people lay down on the ground pretending to be dead, and it was to highlight the need for change, the need for change now in terms of the climate crisis and the energy crisis. So Mr. Boot responded very positively, we're very pleased to say, and he responded to say that the public have been heard, that there is someone now being employed to examine the whole process of our conversion to a more environmentally sound energy structure, and that this individual that's being brought in as an independent consultant will be talking to, he specifically named the Climate Coalition. So that's great to see that the voice has been heard, particularly as the Climate Coalition consists of so many different groups that represent such a broad section of the general public.
Fantastic.